zu.
What's going on, guys? Not the real Will Smith. Another how-to. Today we're replacing the front engine mount on a 2007 Toyota Corolla, but this can work for any 03 to 08 Corolla. It doesn't matter what trim, they're all the same parts. So right here, as you guys can see, I had got my engine mount. I bought this off of 1A Auto. They're very fast. This came within 3 days, and we're in December, the busiest shipping time of the year, so I recommend them, and they ship through UPS. The tools that you guys will need, I will list the specifications of this socket wrench and its extension in the description below, because I do not remember off the top of my head, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong number. But I will say that the socket that we'll be using is a 14 millimeter, and we'll be using this for all 3 bolts. So if you guys look at this engine mount here, there's a 14 millimeter bolt that goes straight through, and then there's 2 14 millimeter bolts at the bottom. The reason why you guys need the the extension is because underneath there's 2 holes, and even though this can go on one of the bolts, it can't go on the back bolt, and I'll show you guys that in a second. It's just rubber bushing right here, rubber bushing as well. It just prevents vibration of the engine inside of the cabin, so if you're inside your vehicle, you don't feel the engine moving. Now, you know that the engine mount is going bad when you see signs of cracking, and obviously you will feel a lot of vibration in the vehicle, which I do. I already got my rear engine mount replaced. That's actually the hardest engine mount to replace. I'm doing the front one myself because it's fairly simple, and then eventually I'll do the left and the right engine mount as well. I'll probably do those together. I'll have separate videos on that, but I'm going to show you guys exactly where the engine mount is located in the vehicle so that you guys can pinpoint it. You guys do not have to take out the fan. I did right there. You guys don't have to, but I did so that I have a lot more room. I believe they are 12 millimeter or 14 millimeters, I'm not sure, but fairly simple. 2 bolts, they come off. They sit down here in these casings. 1 bolt here, 1 bolt here, and then just make sure that you guys disconnect the hose from the coolant. It won't pop off on you or anything like that. Now, as you guys can see, this right here is the engine mount, and if you guys pay attention right here, you guys can see some of the cracking. This is one of the 14 millimeter bolts I was telling you guys about, but you want to make sure that you guys take it off from this end. Extreme cracking. Eventually, these can break off, and there will be a lot of friction. I'm gonna go underneath the car so you guys can get a better description. Underneath the car, it's a better, way better angle. You guys can still see cracking on this side as well. I literally can push it and I feel it moving. But once I take it off, I'm gonna show you guys the difference between the new one and the old one as far as the stiffness goes. Underneath, if you go a little further down, you guys will see 2 openings right here and right here. So a little hole here and 2 big openings here. This is where the 14 millimeter bolts are for the bottom of the engine mount. Again, you can take the bolt off yourself with just the socket here, but you need an extension for this one because it's too hard to get to on its own unless you guys have a long socket. So you guys can see it right there. There's that little 11 on there, and this one right here has that little 11. That's pretty much it. We about to get to work. All right, it's hard to do with one hand, guys. Once it gets loose on the right hand side, just go ahead and twist it off like this. Screw here. Just place it somewhere you don't want to lose it at. All right. That's that part there. Now we gotta go underneath. Here we go. The bolt has grease on it, so don't wipe the grease off because you want to put it back in there. It needs to be lubricated. All right. Other one. Here's the second one, guys. It should all come out as one unit. There we go. If we compare these two side by side, guys, obviously you can see this is pretty new. Tell age on this one. I can move this. You see what I'm doing? I can move this like this, like literally by hand. That's how you know it's pretty bad. This one can't really move. It's a little harder to move. That's how you know it's a clear indication. We're just gonna reverse the process. So when you guys put the new one back in, this is how it needs to go in, just like this. This part needs to be facing the front of the engine towards the bumper, and this part right here needs to be sticking out to the left. So flip like that. That's how it needs to go back in. All right. I'm just gonna feed this through right now, guys. I'm not gonna make it real tight because if I put the bolts in from the bottom, it's gonna jump around and all that. So I don't really want that to happen. Just gonna place it in there like so. Work that in there. The other side, just feed it in there a little bit. It's just in there real loose right now. And we're gonna go on the bottom and put this one in and that bolt back in. Last bolt, guys. Also be careful, guys, because I'm dinging up my radiator. This wasn't on there tight to begin with. I didn't need like an impact tool or anything, so that's a good thing. And that's pretty much it, guys. The new one's in. It's all safe and sound. The next two I'll do, you guys can see in there. The next engine mount I'll do is right there. It focuses. That's the driver's side mount, and then we got the passenger mount over here. I'm gonna do this one first just because it's less things I need to take off, and I think this one is actually the worst one. I'll show you guys why. If you guys kind of look right there, you guys can see that cracking right there. I'll show you guys. Yep, all right here. That little ring. Whole bunch of cracking right there. It's never been replaced. It looks pretty bad. And I think that's what's causing most of my noise. I hear a lot of noise on this side anyways. So yeah, that will definitely be the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and just help promote more how-tos and things like that. This car is almost 300,000 miles, so I'm just trying to keep it running. All right, as usual, I love you guys. Stay safe, wear your mask. Peace.